Did you know there's a real-life philosophical reason Michael Scott behaves the way he does? And I'm not just making this up myself. This is a verifiable fact from the mind of an Australian psychologist by the name of Elton Mayo. Michael Scott personifies an idea Mr. Mayo came up with called the neoclassical theory of management, but that is a super boring term, so we're just going to call it Michael Scotting. And it's really easy to understand. We've all had to deal with a Michael Scott telling us we're family and micromanaging us instead of simply letting us continue with our day. That's what Michael Scotting is. It's the attempt of management to blur the lines between business and family in order to motivate you to work harder for the same pay. After all, you'll work harder to help a family member, right? The main conflict in The Office is Michael Scott constantly trying to balance his professional life and his personal life, usually painting them both with the same colors until they both blur into one another. The problem comes because Michael Scott truly cares about his workers. It's because he cares that he struggles acting as their boss. Inversely, it's because he's their boss that he struggles being their friend. This is a role that every parent understands all too well. As parents, we struggle with the exact same problem. We're both the authority figure and the friend to our children. They often don't realize or appreciate this role. Sometimes those lines are blurred and it's hard to know which role we're supposed to play in the moment. The role is even more complicated when we consider the role the working parent has. The working parent takes on the world every day when they leave for their job. Because of this, the working parent sacrifices the time they could be spending with their spouse and children. They won't be able to be there as quickly or as often as the stay-at-home parent. They're seen more as the authority figure than the softer or more approachable parent. Historically, this role fell to men for our physical ability and political liberties. The role of the stay-at-home parent historically fell on the better-looking half of the human race. This dynamic, otherwise known as the nuclear family, has seen a sharp decline over the past century. For better or worse, both parents now almost always feel as though they're required to work as well as take turns being the stay-at-home parent. Much like Michael Scott, both parents are typically required to play both roles in the house. And as much as we laugh at Michael Scott for his cringeworthy moments, it's easy to see our parents playing the same role with us when we were younger. As we mature, we realize more and more just how difficult the role they played for us was. Being a parent is difficult no matter what role we've decided to play in it. Every single one of these problems compounds on top of itself if the role is played alone. This is the role Michael Scott is in throughout the entire show. He's forced to play both the friend and the authority to people he obviously cares for. Unfortunately, this role, like Michael Scott, sees us as half the authority figure we could be and half the friend we could be. It's an honest awakening to the fact that a single person cannot play both those roles sufficiently. Trying to play both doesn't really make you anyone's friend, and they won't see you as much of an authority figure either. It's true, kids aren't there to be your friend, but there are times where that's exactly what they need. Even though the modern world is moving away from the nuclear family model, it's not obvious that that's what we should be doing in our homes. Michael Scott does have these rare moments where he doesn't have to play both roles. He's relieved and can finally relax and be himself. Is it any wonder why at these moments we see him as not just some cringy person playing a role in a TV show, but as a perfectly normal human being with just as many feelings and emotions as everyone else? Michael, after many years, realizes he can't have both. The show emphasizes this point in every single episode. It's only at the end, when Michael finds his true love and decides to step away from the role of boss, that he can embrace the one he loves as his equal as opposed to an authority figure. Also, in this same exact episode, we see Michael finally being accepted by his coworkers. The role of boss had to be sacrificed in order for him to step into the role of friend. One day, our role as the authority in our children's lives will come to an end. We'll step out of the part we've played since they were born. We've raised them to be strong and to be able to take on life. We aren't the hand of authority anymore. We can finally share in the joys of adulthood as we watch them step into the same role we once filled. And the best part is, our reward? We get to be there when they succeed, when they finally get everything they've been working towards.